Hi, folks. I hope you won't forget the elegant young man, nine-tattooed dragon Shi Jin, who came all the long way from little Manhua Shan since his native village was burnt. Well, thus Shi Jin departed, saber in hand, and took the Guanxi Road in the direction of Yan'an. He traveled alone for 2 weeks, eating only when hungry, drinking only when thirsty, stopping when dark and off again at dawn, until he reached Xiao. Well, this is a frontier zone. Why shouldn't my master instructor Wang be here? Shi Jin said to himself. He entered the town. He noted that it contained, like any proper one, 6 streets and 3 markets. Right on the corner of one of the streets, he saw a tiny tea house and went in, found a place, and seated himself. A waiter was coming on his way and asked, "How would you like your tea?" An infusion." His order was made and was put before him. By the way, where is the local frontier garrison?" "Oh, just right across the road." "Can you tell me if there's an instructor from the eastern capital called Wang Jin in the garrison?" "There are many instructors in the garrison here. Those 3 or 4 of them are called Wang. I don't know which one you mean." Hardly had he finished his tea when a tall, well-built man strode into the tea house. He had the look of an army officer who entered inside and sat down. "Oh, if you want to find your man, there's the one to ask. He knows everyone there." Shi Jin looked up at the person and quickly rose to his feet, bowing to him. "Will you do me a favor, sir, of joining me for a cup of tea?" The newcomer, seeing Shi Jin was of strong build and manly aspect, came over and returned a courtier's greeting. They both sat down. "May I venture, sir, to ask your name?" Shi Jin said. The other man replied, somewhat affectedly, "I am the commandant of the garrison here. Lu is the name. Lu Da." "And who might you be?" "Well, I'm from Huayin district in Huayin and in Huaqiao County, yeah. My name is Shi Jin." "Well, please excuse me if I ask you a question. I was taught in the military arts by an instructor of the 800,000 Imperial Guards in the eastern capital. His name is Wang Jin. I'm wondering if he might be here in this garrison." "I say, are you by any chance the gentleman from Xi village known as the 9-tattooed dragon or something of the sort?" Shi Jin bowed and said, "At your service." "Well, face and name are not the same. Reality surpasses fame," Major Lu said, bowing cautiously. "You see, you're looking for Instructor Wang Jin. Would that be the one who got on the wrong side of the Grand Marshal Gao the Younger? And the eastern capital? Yes, the same. Well. They both became friends. I've heard of him, but he's not here. They say he is with old General Zhong in the Yan'an garrison. Wei Zhao is just a small post. Young General Zhong is our commander. Brother Wang is not with us. So your young master Xi, I've heard a lot of good things about you. Come out and have a few drinks with me. Come on. He took Shi Jin by the hand as they were leaving the tea house. Lu Da called over his shoulder, "Hey, charge the tea to me." "It doesn't matter, Major. Just go along. Lu Da and Shi Jin strolled down the street, arm in arm. Before they had gone 50 paces, they saw many people gathering around an open plot of ground. "Let's take a look," Shi Jin suggested. They pushed through the crowd. There in the center was a man holding a dozen or so staves. Various packets of salves and ointments, with prices marked, were arrayed on a platter on the ground. The man was a medicine peddler who attracted customers by putting on a show with weapons. Shi Jin recognized him. It was his first armed instructor, Li Zhong, nicknamed the Tiger Fighting General. "Teacher," called Shi Jin, "I haven't seen you in ages." "What are you doing here, young brother?" Li Zhong cried. "Since you're the young master Shi's teacher," said Lu Da, Come along and have a few cups with us." Gladly. Just as soon as I've sold some of these medicines and earned some money." "Who's got time to wait? Come on, if you're coming." "Men's is a hand-to-mouth existence, Major. Go ahead. I'll catch up with you later. Young brother, you go on first with the Major." Lu Da was very annoyed. He roughly shoved the spectators aside. "Bullshit! Haul your assholes out of here, and I'll beat you to a pulp," he bellowed. The crowd, recognizing him, hastily scattered. Li Zhong was angry, but he dared not protest. Lu Da was obviously Li Zhong was obviously, what should I say? Is much too fierce. "How impatient you are," Li said, with a placating smile. He gathered up his arms and medicines, gave them to a friend for safekeeping, and set off with Shi Jin and the Major. They turned this way and that through the street until they came to a famous tavern run by a family named Pan at the foot of a bridge. From a pole sticking out over the tavern door, a pennon fluttered in the breeze indicating that liquor was sold on the premises. They went upstairs and selected a clean room. Lu Da took the host seat. Li Zhong sat opposite, while Shi Jin seated himself at the side. The waiter, who knew Lu Da, greeted them respectfully. How much wine do you want, Major? Well, start with 4 measures. The waiter laid out dishes to go with the wine. What would you like to eat, sir? Questions. Always questions. Lu Da exploded. Bring whatever you've got. Add up the bill and I'll pay. Must you gap so? Go on. The waiter went downstairs. Soon he returned and heated the wine. He covered the table with platters of meat and other food. Each of the 3 men downed several cups. Good wine, eh? Yeah, good wine. They talked of this and that, comparing methods and feats at arms. Just as their conversation was at its liveliest, they heard the sound of sobbing in the next room. The irresistible Lu Da immediately became enraged. He snatched plates and dishes and smashed them on the floor. Bing, bing, bang, and go to hell. The waiter, alarmed, rushed up the stairs. He found Lu Da fuming. If there's anything you want, sir, just give the order and I'll bring it, he said with a bow. Who wants anything? I think you know who I am. Yet you have the brass to allow people to bawl in the next room and disturb us while we're done. I haven't underpaid you, have I? Don't be angry, sir. I would never permit anyone to disturb you. The people weeping are a man and his daughter who sing in the taverns. They didn't know you and your friends were drinking here. They can't help lamentating their bitter fate. There's something peculiar going on. Bring them here to me. In a few minutes, the waiter returned with a girl of about 18, followed by a man in his late 50s. Both carried wooden clappers. Though not very pretty, the girl was rather appealing. Wiping her eyes, she made 3 curtsies. The old man also greeted the diners. Where are you from? Why do you weep? Oh, did my weeping interrupt you, sir? I'm so sorry. I will tell you my story, sir. The girl replied, We are from the eastern capital. My parents and I came to visit a relative. But when we arrived, we learned he had left Xiao for the southern capital. My mother fell in the inn and died. My father and I were having a hard time. Master Zhang, who is called the Lord of the West, saw me and wanted me for a concubine. He sent people to wheedle and threaten, and finally signed a contract promising my father 3,000 strings of cash for me. The contract was real, but the promise was false. In less than 3 months, his wife, a hard woman, drove me out of the house. What's more, Master Zhang ordered... Go on. Order the innkeeper to demand that we return his 3,000 strings of cash. But we never received a penny of his money. How could we repay him? My father's weak. He couldn't argue with a rich and powerful man like Zhang. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do. My father taught me many ballads when I was a child, and we began making rounds of taverns singing. We gave Zhang most of what little we earned each day, saving a little for our traveling expenses so that we can go home. What? Well. What then? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know, I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.